for the cracking up.
Bitch on the baby, brand new whip, got no keys. Tell him my clothes, no starch, please. Soon as I nut, you can come leave. Got M's in the bank, like yes, indeed. Me and my dog going off the way. When you living like this, they supposed to have. Brand new whip, got no keys. Tell him my clothes, no starch, please. Soon as I nut, you can come leave. Got M's in the bank, like yes, indeed. Me and my dog going off the way. When you living like this, they supposed to have.
I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you want. I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you want.
One beer turns into a lit cigarette, burning into a 2-beer buzz. 3 beers turns into 5, then 6, then a love drunk kiss in the back of that truck. Just like that, everything rearranges. Life changes out of the blues. Just a Bud Light, but ain't it funny what one beer can turn into? What I wanna do, and take it my name. What I wanna do. We were meant to live for so much more, and we lost ourselves. Somewhere we live inside. Somewhere we live inside. We were
cause they gon' trust me anyway. So whatever, I'll be up and away, cause in the end they'll trust me anyway. So whatever. Oh, I can hear them playing, I can hear the ringing of a beatable guitar. I'll be up and away, cause they gon' trust me anyway.
My favorite type of weed was cocaine.
Where is my mind? 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 Where is my mind?
So I miss him some nights when I'm feeling depressed. Till I remember every time he made a pass on my friend. Do I love him? Do I hate him? I guess it's up and down. If I had to choose, I would say it right now.
Twilight, lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand, strike up the band, make the fireflies dance, silver moon sparkling.
Except for that first night, the two kids under that moonlight. We ate McDonald's at midnight, became the best of friends.
So kiss me.
I remember our first time, and I said
kiss me.
I'm picking out this dress, trying on these shoes, 'cause I'll be single soon, I'll be single soon. I know we'll be up next when I break the news, but I'll be single soon, I'll be single soon.
Hey, girl, you got me way too high. Took too much, but I'll be fine, 'cause I don't mind tripping on you. No, I don't mind tripping on you. Falling in the summertime, like you got my shoes untied, but I don't mind tripping on you. No, I don't mind tripping on you. Ooh, don't be like that. Ooh, why you gotta leave like that? Goddamn, I'ma be right there. Tell me what you think at night. You lost your love, but you still got mine. I'll find it wherever it's hiding, and we can stay out all damn night, chasing love and wasting time. I'll find it wherever it's hiding.
All my life, they be trying to keep me down. All this time, never thought I'd make it out.
Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, got lost in this game. Oh baby, baby, oops, you think I'm in love, that I'm sent from above. I'm not that innocent.
No, no.
Oh baby, baby, oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, got lost in this game.
Man, it wasn't nothing like that first time. She was in my math class, long hair, brown skin with a fat ass. Sat beside me, used to laugh, had bad jokes. The teacher always got mad, so we passed notes. It started off so innocent. She had a vibe and a nigga started digging it. I was a young and straight question trying to play the shit cool, but a nigga couldn't wait to get to school. Cause when I see the thighs on it, and them hips on it, and the lips on it, got me daydreaming, man, what? I'm thinking how she rides on it, if she sits on it, if she flicks on it, nigga hard for me to stand up. As time goes by, the tracks is getting deeper. Wet dreaming, thinking that I'm smashing when I'm sleeping. I'm only bad, and I ain't never been obsessed before. She wanna know this, that you ever had sex before? Damn.
When I get up all in ya, when we can hear the angels calling us, when we can see the sunrise before us, and when I'm in that thing, I make that body sing. I make it say, wee,
like a cop call. Hey.
But I want you got it might be hard to handle, but like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds a flame. Oh yeah, where were you? You make my dreams come true.
I know it hurts sometimes, but you'll get over it. You'll find another life to live. I swear that you'll get over it. But I know you're sad and tired. You got nothing left to give. You'll find another life to live.
Something to be happy about. The job's not finished.
Ain't nobody loves me better, makes me happy, makes me feel this way. Ain't nobody loves me better than you.
Anything, I make your body sing. I make it say, wee, wee, I make you say.
Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along in the bed I now sat out. Would I've stayed up with you all night had I known how to save a life?
The sun goes down, the stars come out, and all that counts is here and now. My universe will never be the same. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came.
Would I've stayed up with you all night had I known how to save a life?
Get out by now, see if you with me. It's too late now, can't wait for you to be on. 'Cause I know summer, and I wonder how about all the lies said that you treat me like you just look alike. You get in your car and you leave to kiss me. We talk for hours and night on the backseat. And the moment, the night when everything changes, you won't reply and we'll go back to strangers.
It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me. So I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this shit forever, mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting shit down in the mall.
telling that girl she the one for me. And I ain't even planning to call. It started with the whisper, and now it's when I kissed her, and then she made my lips hurt. I can hear the chit chat. Take me to your love shack. Mama's always got a backtrack when everybody talks me. And I ain't even planning to call. I want this shit forever, mine.
Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. Where's that higher love? I keep thinking.
Hopes for a living, shooting for the stars, but I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a time, but I always had a vision. Always had high hopes.
I feel so high, I come alive. I need to be free with you tonight.
Life is a highway, I'm gonna ride it all night long. I'm higher, higher, higher. She could see from my face that I was fucking
I
high.
gotta stay high all the time to keep you off my mind. Ooh.
Can you take me higher?
You're up and you're down. Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough.
Every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go upside down.
You're up and you're down.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down.
We're going down, down, really around. And sugar, we're going down, swinging.
And we'll be singing, girl, put your love on me, 'cause I won't let you down. I won't let you down, 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 down.
So it's gonna be forever, or it's gonna go down in flames.
I know now that I'm so down.
Down, 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 down. Down, down, down.
Burning, going
I gotta stay high all the time to keep you off my mind. Ooh.
Can you take me higher?
You're up and you're down. Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough.
Every time I step up in the building, everybody hands
No,
go
I won't back down.
No, I'll never back down. That's why I left when I was summoned to my birthplace, the mighty Uranus, to confront the enemy planet Pluto's formidable army. In my stead, I entrusted the mantle of leadership to Mayor von Lanke. Though he meant well, Mayor von Lanke was a soul devoid of confidence. Under his watch, our cherished element, glutium, dwindled, and dark forces conspired against our beloved Big Booty Land. But after a fierce victory against Pluto, I made my triumphant return. Assless Jack and Bony Joni, cunning as they were, recognized they could not confront Big Booty Land while I resided in it. So their sights shifted to Thicaragua, the homeland of my loyal comrade, Thickums McGillicuddy. Taking advantage of the deep connection I had with both this land and the boy who called it home. Still, I cannot relinquish the guardianship of Big Booty Land once more to Mayor von Lanke. Instead, I must turn to Thickums to rise to the occasion and defend his home. And such is life, my friends. Certainly, we shall all face giant challenges that must be met head on. A storm is never far away, but instead of drowning alone, we will grow together like a garden in the summer sun. Where we shall meet next, only fate knows. But the question remains, as the clock winds down, and in a nick of time, fate takes its final shot. Will you be in the crowd?
Assignment. Big Booty Mix Volume 25. Destination. Madison Square Garden.
Citizens of Big Booty Land, I'm back. Too many days have passed since we've stood by each other's sides. We have become wiser for the journey and stronger for the endeavor. We've made new friends and lost old ones. It's true, every day we say our goodbyes, but tonight we only say hello. Hello, citizens. Welcome to our home. Welcome to each other. Welcome to Big Booty Land. We are here as one, bigger than ever. We have seen much, but there is much to be seen. And now is the time. I bared my soul for all of Big Booty Land, but there is still something I've wanted to get off my chest. When the time comes, the sun will rise. But the question is, will you?
So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost.
'Cause day and night, the lonely stoner seems to free his mind at night. He's all alone through the day and night. The lonely loner seems to free his mind at night. At night.
So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Let's play a love game, play a love game. Do you want love or you want fame? Are you in the game? No, the love game.
I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down.
Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Don't think too much, just bust that kick. I wanna take a ride on your disco
I
stick.
get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, but I get up again.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
I wanna get numb and forget where I'm from. Cause looking in your eyes, like looking at the sun. I feel like you're the moon, I feel like I'm the one.
I wanna get numb. I wanna get numb.
I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Far away, ricochet. You take your aim, far away.
I don't wanna know if you're playing me, keep it on the low. 'Cause my heart can't take it anymore. And if you're creeping, please don't let it show. Oh baby, I don't wanna know.
Shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. Shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium.
I need something you prove, something stronger than I'm used to. Yeah, I've been pulling 92 on and feel like nothing's gonna cut it. That's the hard truth.
When I told her, I said, yeah, yeah. Should've got time, said come again. Hey, yeah, yeah. I got so caught up, I got you told me. Yeah, yeah. Hurry my girls, you the best of me. Yeah, yeah. Next thing I do,
Yeah, I need something you prove. I need something you prove.
next thing I do,
Yeah, I need something you prove. Oh, I need something you prove.
yeah, yeah, oh, yeah.
I get this feeling. I wanna be where you are. I wanna be where you are. I wanna be where you
I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, it's like work, nigga, should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor, need to work some black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a break.
So many people are willing to learn how to trade stocks, but are simply just unsuccessful at it. It's not that you're a bad trader.
I'm up $953, $879, $1,300!
When people come up to me and they say, Dek, I'm just not a good stock trader, it's a whole bunch of baloney.
Oh my goodness, I just made $30,000. You guys want to see a show today? 20 grand in a day so far.
You know why I make so much money shorting? Because the answers are given to me.
$37,000. We're currently up 23,000, 24,000 right now. Let's go! This is high risk, high reward. Let's go, baby! Let's go! I'm going for $100,000 today. $100,000 month coming its way, baby.
You may not know everything, but all of a sudden, it's going to click.
$30,817 in the market today. Oh my goodness. Guys. Welcome to the stock market.
I feel bonita.
Let's go! Let's go! Woo! Let's go! Traders! Good morning to absolutely everybody. I hope everyone is fired up on this day. I hope you guys are ready to rock. I'm absolutely jacked on up here, traders. We have ourselves a day. We have ourselves a moment in this time. We have ourselves an opportunity, a door that is cracked that we can lower our shoulder and bust right on through. Team, get excited about today. It's Thursday, wing night. Getting ready to see what's going to be coming on up. I hope you guys are jacked on up. I hope you guys are excited. I hope the enthusiasm is high, and I hope your profits are going to be higher. Oh, man. Oh, baby. Waking on up. You say, Dek, how do you even wake up this early with this type of excitement? Because we work the best job in the world. We wake up this morning with this type of excitement because we know that we're going to be tearing the house down. We know we're going to be bringing this thing on down brick by brick, baby. Let's see what the day brings us. Let's see what the momentum's going to do. What's going to be the best play today? So if you guys are over on tradecaster.com, as always, welcome here. If you guys are watching over on YouTube today, as always, welcome. Smash that thumbs on up right now. I appreciate you guys showing some support. I appreciate you guys showing some love. And let's see what this day's all about. Claire, turn down the music. We got some things to go over today. So, what do we really have today? That is the big question. We got about 20 minutes until the market opens on up, and we want to make sure every single trader is prepared. So let's dive right in on this day as we always do. Now, first thing that I'm really noticing, okay? First thing that's really standing out to me is we are not seeing a lot of breakouts on the top gainer board here, okay? What we have is a 64% top gainer as our number one gainer on the day. That's not that big. Usually we see 100. 200, maybe even 300 as the top gainer on the day. The stocks that are the top gainers are the stocks that are going to have the most volume. The stocks that have the most volume are the stocks that have the most activity. The stocks that have the most activity are going to be the stocks that are going to have the most momentum, which means have the most profit. I want to see stocks that are going up and down. I want to see stocks that are moving. I want to see stocks that are active, because the stocks that are the most active are the ones that we can make money on. We can't make money if a stock is just moving sideways. So when I wake up, I want to see active plays. I want to see stocks that are going sky high, dumping on down, going on huge rips, because as long as things are moving, I can make money. So what is the number one top gainer right now? COMM. Now, I will say right off the rip, I do like how COMM has gone from $1.74 up to $3. We just want this thing to keep on pumping. The higher it goes on up, the more it's going to be able to come back on down if we want to short it later on. What else do we have here? NKGN, spike, kind of dumped on down. SYTA, spiked, kind of came right back on down. VIRI, VIRI, spike, dump, spike, dump, spike, dump, just kind of consolidating. It obviously is COMM as our main dog today. Let's take a look at the news scanner. Is there any sort of big news that is coming on out at this moment? Well, as you guys can see from our news scanner, there isn't anything with some huge news, which is why probably we don't have any sort of monster breakout. We can see SYTA does have a 1-star press release. 1-star press release, 43% gain, did have news, and you can see right here, it says SYTA announces a new order from US wireless carriers valued at more than $4.5 million. So this does have a press release over on SYTA, but it's just not getting that fire. It's not getting that excitement. What I do like about BNOX right here announces phase 3 trials, 3-star word, phase 3 trials, positive data on its phase 3 trials. So Dek, why is this stock not going crazy? Well, it really just comes on down to it's a little too large and float. right? Having 1.2 billion in float, it's just a little bit too slow, right? It's a little bit, too large to kind of go on a big time breakout. So I think the number one issue is we don't have a lot of news today. And since there's not a lot of news that's leading towards a huge, rip and run, that's kind of what's slowing down the market at this moment. So we do have SYTI as our main top gainer and EVFM as kind of the second best press release. But let's really see what's happening over on this day on the S&P 500, okay? Because we can go over, some other previous plays or some stocks we may want to watch, but let's actually just start right here by seeing what's going on in the market with the S&P 500, because maybe today is another day that we can go after and trade option contracts. Instead of trading penny stocks, we can go ahead and trade options over on the S&P 500. So let's see what we have here over on the SPY. It says the SPY dropped 1.4% yesterday, which was its biggest drop in 3 months. All right. It says the NASDAQ Composite posted its worst day since 2022 on Wednesday, cratering 2.77% and closing below 18,000 for the first time since July 1st. The broad S&P 500 also fell, losing 1.39%. for the day as rotation out of the mega cap technology shares continued. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, which has less exposure to the tech trade than the other two indexes, bucked the down, adding 243 points, making it the first ever close above 41,000. This rotation away from tech comes as traders are feeling more optimistic that the Federal Reserve will start cutting interest rates soon, which should benefit small caps and companies with higher financing costs. We also saw that global chip stocks, such as Nvidia, such as SMCI, they fell yesterday. Nvidia and AMD all posted losses more than 6% on the day. The declines came as reports emerging as the U.S. is considering tightening export restrictions. So what we really have here is the Biden administration is considering enacting a rule that would clamp down on companies that would export chip-making equipment to China. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump told Bloomberg in an interview that he thinks Taiwan should pay for the U.S. for defense, raising doubts about if the U.S. committed to defend Taiwan. So basically what we have at this moment, traders, is we have the S&P 500. Okay, let's just think about this. We have the S&P 500 having one of its biggest drops that we have seen so far in 2024. On top of that, it's because Nvidia is starting to fall apart here. Nvidia cracked that 13 EMA, started dumping. You're saying, Dek, what's the 13 EMA? This green line. The moment you let go of this green line, the moment you let go of the support, you let go of the floor. You're basically going down into a new floor. So Nvidia started dumping. Why did Nvidia start dumping? Well, because what we have right here is we are actually looking, not we as us, but we're saying America, the Biden administration is saying that we are most likely going to be putting chip restrictions on what comes out of China. So if we have chip restrictions from Taiwan to China, and basically now we're saying, okay, Nvidia might not make as much money. Nvidia might not get as many profits. Nvidia might not have as good as revenues if we're managing, or we're saying, hey, we're having restrictions, or we're having them pay fees, or whatever it may be, right? Where Nvidia might not make as much. So now, could that kill the AI trend that's been lasting for the last 2 years? Could that slow things on down? Because as we could see, Nvidia had its worst day that it had in a very long time. We could see AMD also had a very bad day. Another stock that has to do with these artificial intelligence chips. We could see SMCI also had a very bad day, where these stocks started cracking and dumping and fading and falling. So that's what's going on with the market. The market has been pushed up so much by Nvidia. And as again, we're seeing these plays fall and AI chips fall, things have been getting very weak and things have been getting very ugly. So let's see what is up next here over on the SPY chart. It says, what is the exponential moving average? Actually, what I just talked about. It says an exponential moving average, an EMA, is a type of moving average that places a greater weight and significance on the most recent data points. The exponential moving average is also referred to as the exponential weighted moving average. As exponentially weighted moving average reacts more significantly to recent price changes that a simple moving average or an SMA would equal to. So, for anyone who does not know, the 13 EMA is essentially the flexible trend line. It is going to be the most recent trend data. That is what it's going to have. So I use the 13 EMA on my charts. What we have here is the 13 EMA is the most popular EMA and essentially the indicator that shows us when a stock is considered bullish or when a stock is considered bearish. When you are under the 13 EMA, you have a better chance of seeing puts, sells, and drops. When you are above the 13 EMA, you have a better chance of seeing calls, buying, and spikes. With the SPY falling to the 13 EMA, this is going to be the main bounce area to watch out for. This is where investors will be focused on today. So I'm showing you the chart right now in the S&P 500. The S&P 500, you guys can see right here, this is the 13 EMA. Every time we have touched the 13 EMA, we have bounced off of it. Every time we bounce off of it, we continue to move back on up. Guess what's going to be happening today? We are coming back down towards the 13 EMA and going to be looking to get a bounce off that 13 EMA. So traders are going to be looking at this to make sure that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll, making sure that every single trader is all set, ready to get involved here. Bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce, 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 bounce. And then of course we have this 13 EMA right here. So we're looking to see if we're gonna have a bounce play and then start moving itself on up from there. Okay, so the S&P 500 13 EMA is crucial. Now, you can also take an example just off of NVIDIA. Notice how NVIDIA bounces off the 13 EM, bounces off the 13 EM, it consolidates at the 13 EMA, and now it's underneath the 13 EMA. When you're underneath the 13 EMA, it shows a sign of weakness. So, Dek, what is the exact 13 EMA? Off the S&P 500 here? The S&P 500 13 EMA is 555.70. 555.70. So we still have a lot of room to be able to fall if the S&P 500 does start getting weaker. Now, I will say yesterday we came on down towards around 556.40, right? So we were pretty close to that 13 EMA. Is today going to be a day that we're going to start bouncing back on up after the worst day in the last 3 months, since the worst day in the NASDAQ in the last 3 years? Are traders going to see today as a dip buy, or are traders going to see today as an opportunity for it to fall even lower, right? Hey, we know that this market's been getting pushed up because of artificial intelligence. I have never in my life seen a stock that is as crazy as NVIDIA. Seeing a stock that basically looks like a penny stock that has just shot straight on up without any sort of pullbacks. This looks like Bitcoin, right? Back in 2021. At some point, this will dump. At some point, it's going to fall. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad company. It's a great company. But at some point, it's going to come back down to reality and probably fall back down to like $78, $79. And then that would be an amazing dip buy when it does. But when NVIDIA falls, which is the top leader in the stock market, it is going to drag down the entire market with it, such as the S&P 500. So if we keep seeing these plays fade and fall and drop, and we keep seeing NVIDIA fall, and we keep seeing SMCI fall, and we keep seeing AMD's fall, and we keep seeing Microsoft fall, and we're seeing all these plays get weaker, guess what? The S&P 500 is coming down with it. So today's a big day. As again, we're watching, as we're focused over on this play and making sure that we're all set, ready to rock and roll. All right? So let's see what else we have going on with this day, guys. It says today, another possible option, and this is a great stock here, team. This is another great play. It says SDST is the hottest new IPO in the stock market. So what is a new IPO? For anyone who does not know, very easy. An IPO refers to shares of a private company that are sold to the public for the first time, allowing the company to become a public company. This is also known as going public. So an IPO stands for initial public offering. It is the first time shares are able to be bought by, again, the public, by, again, you as an investor to be able to invest into that stock. So what it says here is sometimes new IPOs are considered undervalued right away, which leads to massive buying momentum. This buying momentum can lead to a buying frenzy, as investors do not want to miss out on the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to buy cheap shares or maybe the next big stock. SDST was a stock yesterday that spiked over 140% as buying rushed into the company, which is less than 2 weeks old on the stock market. SDST saw an explosive $16 spike yesterday as investors wanted a piece of the extremely hot company. So for anyone who does not know, this is an extremely high risk, high reward stock. A $10 investment yesterday would have produced over $15,000 in profit. But buying after a $15 spike on a company that is brand new is an extremely risky way to trade. You must remember, there is no past chart history here. This means there is no true support and resistance. This is what allows the stock to run so well, but also could lead it to dumping just as fast. Please do your due diligence before trading this play. So SDST yesterday went on 144% gain, $25 resistance, $12 support, 13D filing 2 days ago, large spread, high risk, and high reward. So for anyone who's just trying to play a little catch up right here, basically what we have at this moment, team, for anyone who does not know, we don't really have any big penny stock ripper and runner at this moment. Our number one top gainer is a stock that's up 39%, which is basically just getting pumped on up, which looks like it's coming back on down. To another stock that basically got shot on up, to a stock that's coming back on down. To another stock that basically shot on up, to another stock that's coming right back on down. This is why I love shorting. I always short all these penny stocks because we know they're not good, credible companies. So this morning, I'm not seeing any big hot press releases or any sort of big hot spikes that are taking over the market. CHUI got acquired, so it's just going to move sideways all day. You don't need that. COMM, spike, dump. NKGN, spike, dump. SYTA, spike, dump. Most likely, we're going to be looking over on the S&P 500 today, see if it's going to bounce off the 13 EMA. But the other option is the number one top gainer of yesterday, and that's what I'm talking about right now. What I'm talking about right now is the number one top gainer of yesterday, which is SDST, which this play, SDST, we take a look at it, it went from $10 all the way up to $28 yesterday. Extremely high risk, extremely high reward, $26.50 top resistance, $21 bottom support. SDST, new IPO. You could see there's only a few days available that this stock has even been able to be traded. So that is what's so nuts about this play. This stock has no past chart history. Every time it hits a new high of the day, it's a record high. Every single time it starts spiking on up, people say, ooh, this company might be undervalued. I want to get the next best thing. And now, right now, SDST is sitting right on up next to $25 top resistance. So I want to make sure that you guys are fired on up here. So really, when I'm going into this day, my thought process at this moment is, okay, I want to find a possible entry over on the S&P 500, and I want to be watching SDST. Let me just make that very simple to you. Let's make that very easy to you. I am watching at the start of the day SDST as a possible option, and I'm watching the S&P 500 as a possible option. Those are my two top stocks. Those are my two top plays. Those are the ones that I want to be able to get involved into it. All right, so I want to make sure that you guys are all set, ready to go, ready to be able to make this money and be able to see, again, what stocks are going to be able to have the best overall opportunity. So what I do want to do, though, is I want to cast a vote at this moment, traders. I want to, again, bring this on over. I'm going to create a little bit of a poll at this time. So we're going to create poll and say SPY, right? So let's go to the S&P 500, the top 500 companies in the United States. When we say the stock market, this is what we really say. The SPY, will this spike or will this crash today? Do you guys think that we are going to bounce back on up after having the worst day in 2024? So are we going to bounce back up? So bounce up, aka we'll spike back up. Or do you think this negative momentum from tighter restrictions on AI chips are going to lead towards bigger drops? So do you guys think we're going to drop down, go red on the day? So if you guys are on Tradecaster, I want every single person to go ahead and cast your vote. But if you guys are on YouTube right now, I want you to type on out in the comment section right now. I want to see what you guys are thinking. Type out either up or down, referring to the S&P 500. So is today going to be a bounce play, or is today going to be a dropping day? So everyone, go ahead, cast your vote, and you guys will be all set, ready to rock. Look right above the live stream, or you guys can go ahead and click the poll button right here over on Tradecaster, and you guys will be all set, ready to rock. Baby, oh baby, oh baby. We are about to have ourselves a day ahead. We are about to get after it. So everyone, cast your vote. If you guys are over on YouTube, feel free to go ahead and type out what you believe is going to be happening. We'll check out these chat votes here in just a second. And let's go ahead and write everything on out. Get this day started here. I don't like no whips and chains, and you can get above. You can get it out to the moment that... All right, team. Let's get ready to go. Excited, motivated, ready to rock, ready to get absolutely dialed on in. Gonna have ourselves a day. All right, traders, cast your vote if you guys haven't yet in the matter of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stop the poll. 84%. 84% of the chat room saying that overall we think we're gonna bounce back on up today. All right. 84% of the chat room says, Dek, we think we're going to bounce back on up today. I think we will after our morning drop. I think we will fall first, and then we're going to get a little bit of a dip buy. So we have the SPY right here. I want to go SPX right here, SPY right here, SPX right here. I do want to be watching SPY at the start of the day. I do think the S&P 500 could easily just fall on down towards around that 558 mark. I'm honestly thinking about a possible trade right off the rip. We have 50 seconds until the market goes live. I'm thinking about, again, getting myself involved over on this play. Where are we going to be opening on up? We have a slight gap up. So it's going to be 5,890. It's probably going to be right around 5,900. I'm going to look for a quick spike on the S&P 500 right back underneath 559 and look for a put contract. So traders, just a little heads on up. I'm going to tell you guys right now what I'm doing. All right. The market opens up. Market opens up in 20 seconds. I think we are going to start with a morning drop, but I think there's going to be a quick little pop right next to this pre-market high. I'm watching the SPY, but trading SPX. I'm not in on anything. Market opens up here, team, in 8 seconds. I'm going to pull the trigger on puts after the SPY jumps on up, and then I'm going to look for a reversal back on down. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Let's see what comes on up here, and let's get ready to go. Market is starting to move. I want to see probably 558.80. If I can see like 558.80 in a quick manner, then get a nice pullback right back on down, that's all I'll get after this. Right now, I got to adjust this chart though. 5,600 right now. Hold on. 5,600. Got to adjust SPX here. Actually, a little bit higher. 5,610 probably be better. Put contract. 5,610. This is a better put contract here. 2 contracts. That's what I'm looking for at the start. Market order, bada boom, bada bing. I want to see if we're going to pop back on up towards, again, that 558.90 mark, and then again get a nice reversal right back on down. That's my goal, basically trying to get it next to the pre-market highs if we do spike on up. So right now, traders are already starting to see a little bit of a pullback. No entries for myself just yet. I wanted to see a little spike next to this orange line. My goal was open on up, see a nice little spike next to this orange line, then get a pullback. Dek, why are you expecting a pullback? I think, again, we still have room to fall before we do get our bounce. Where's the perfect bounce? Perfect bounce is the 13 EMA. 13 EMA is all the way back on down at 556.10 right now. 556.10 is the 13 EMA, that green line. What's so important about that green line? Well, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at the green line. Every single time we have come on down to the green line, bounce, 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 and ladies and gentlemen, we are coming back on down most likely to that green line today. So that's kind of what I want you guys to realize, that I am leaning towards the put side until we get that mean bounce play off that 13 EMA. Also, a little heads on up, guys. If you guys are wondering, Dek, what software is this? This right here is a Fox Runner. So if you guys want the same exact software, it is in the description, in the link below. You guys can head on over to foxrunner.com, get all the news, get all the press releases, get all the insider buying and selling, all that good information right here. So make sure you guys go ahead and check that on out. You guys can go over, get everything you need, charting insights, statistics, all that good stuff, show you who's buying, who's selling. So if you guys want the same exact software, it's in the description underneath YouTube. So you guys can go ahead, check it on out, and get yourself the same exact thing. All right, team, right now we are waiting. How is SDST doing? How's SDST, yesterday's previous #1 top gainer? Ooh, started off with a quick little morning spike over on SDST. And we're going to see if that one can keep on going here. AK, is that what you're looking for as well? Looking to see if SDST could possibly get some sort of spike? See if SDST could be able to get a little bit of momentum towards the upside? I would love to see it. I would love to see a little SDST action. I would love to see a little bit of SDST momentum towards that play. So if we can, again, start spiking on up here, we'll be all set. Now, remember, traders, we're a team here. We're a community. If you guys see something that you guys are really liking, feel free to yell it on out. If you guys see anything that you guys are really loving at this moment, feel free to throw it on out there so we can all see it. We can all make money off of it. Remember, the more people that trade a stock, the more money we can make. More volume, more action, more activity towards that play. People always say, oh, Dek, why do people keep stocks as secrets? To be honest, I have no idea. Whenever I find a play, I tell everyone. I tell you guys, I tell social media, I tell everyone I can. The reason why I tell everyone is because the more volume that's in on that play, the better chance it has of spiking, or the better chance it has of dumping, the better chance of volatility. If anyone ever comes up to you and says, oh, I have a super secret stock, it's probably a whole bunch of hot garbage. And the reason why it's hot garbage is because it probably has no volume. If there's no volume, if there's no action, if there's no activity, it's not going to do anything for you. Super secret stocks are the worst stocks ever. You come to me and say, hey, Dek, I have a super secret stock. Guess what? I don't even want to know what it is. Stay away from me. I'm going to beat you down with a baseball bat if you tell me what it is. SI SILO starting to spike its way back on up. Why is this one a hot play? Because this was the previous top gainer over on Tuesday. This was the #1 top gainer. So again, is this a super secret stock? No, this was the #1 top gainer in the stock market on Tuesday. Now it's trying to get a little bit of momentum back towards the upside. So SILO, #1 top gainer in the stock market over on Tuesday. Still trying to get a little bit of momentum here. Shout out also US Open. Not the US Open, the British Open. Live for all those golfing fans out there. I'm rooting for the big cat. I hope Tiger Woods does well. I want Tiger Woods to win one more. I just, just don't doubt the guy. I would love to see a little bit of a comeback. It's tough for him, though. I get it. But still a legend. He's still, again, getting after it. Let's see him as a top contender. Let's see that Tiger come back. If you're asking me, who do I think's gonna win? I'll tell you right now. I think it's gonna be Patrick Cantlay, P. Caddy, or I think Colin Morikawa. That's who I'm going with. I'm going P. Cantlay or Colin Morikawa. Put it here. Put it down right now. Hammer it. That's who I hammered. Right now, SILO, still watching it. S&P 500. Let's see what's going to be coming on up here next. Where is this momentum going to take on over? Woo! Tradecaster popping on off right now, traders. Tradecaster popping on off. If you guys are watching Kush right now, if you guys are watching Policing Pips, if you guys are watching AK, if you guys are watching Caesar, if you guys are watching Active Trader, everyone over here live, just absolutely crushing it. #1 trading community in the world. And this is why, again, so important. You guys are being able to learn from all these different traders. Everyone here live streaming, doing it all in front of you, giving you the best learning environment you possibly can have. Right now, S&P 500 traders. We're still waiting to see if this is going to spike back on up towards around 559. Back on up towards around 559. We still probably will get involved. I will do this contract, SPX. As you guys know, SPX is the crazy twin version of the SPY. So let's see. Let's stay alert. Let's stay ready. Let's see where, again, this volume's going to take us. I'm hungry. I want to be fed today. Rock me back and forth, S&P 500. I want to be fed. I think right now, okay, I'll be honest, guys. I'll be honest with you at this moment. I think right now I have a little bit more energy than usual. And you might say, Dek, how is that possible? Well, the thing is, I just really haven't traded too much this week just because we haven't seen too many opportunities. And I think it's just slowly building up at this moment. I think I'm just slowly building up, and it's just building and building and building inside my tummy until I'm about to explode. I'm ready to trade. I want to hammer down something. So I haven't traded too much this week. We've had $800 profit. We've had $200 loss. We've had $1,000 profit. But it's like, I want to get after it. We had $600 loss. Then we had $1,800 win. Then we had $800 win. Then we had yesterday $80 loss. Break even day, basically. It's like I've just broke even, had a couple winning days, but then again, I want like a good $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 day. It's just building up inside me right now. So I want a good opportunity. If that's SDST, let's go crazy. If that's SILO, obviously, again, we're watching the penny stock top gainers, top losers. #1 top gainer in the market right now is ONCO. ONCO, though, very small stock. ONCO will dump back on down, most likely. Take a look at the past chart history pattern. You spike, you dump back down to nothing. You spike, you dump back down to nothing. You spike, you dump back down to nothing. How many times I have to tell you guys this? If you truly want to make money in the stock market, I don't hold any secrets back from you guys. I will tell you this time and time again. All right? It's so simple. It's so easy in a manner. To a certain extent. Obviously, easier said than done. But every single stock on the stock market, okay? These plays are there for you to invest into them. We know that these companies are garbage. There are probably about 1,000 good companies on the stock market out of 9,500. 500 of them are on the S&P 500. 500 of them are probably right outside the S&P 500. And then the other probably 8,000 options are just companies hoping that you invest into them. People always think that if a company's on the stock market, it's good. No, the majority of stocks on the stock market are awful. The thing is, these plays spike and give everything back. They get caught up in social media. People start buying them, looking for a quick dollar. Everyone sells them on off. People, again, buy them looking for that quick dollar. Oh, I'm making money today. You take your profits, it sells on off. How I've been able to make a living in the stock market is not by trying to find the 1 out of 9,000, but waiting for the 1 of 1. Waiting for the 1 to pop up. Oh, ONCO is spiking. I know it's going to dump on down. Let me short this back on down. Because it doesn't matter how far back we look. Spikes, it dumps. Spikes, it dumps. We can keep going farther back. It doesn't even have a past chart history pattern here. Let's go over towards SILO. SILO, spikes, it dumps. Right now it's spiking. It's going to dump in the future. We can look at other previous spikes. Spikes, it dumps. Spikes, it dumps. Doesn't matter what stock you look at. Spikes and dumps. It gives it all back. I'm not talking about Tesla here. I'm not talking about Apple here. I'm talking about all those companies that you have never heard of. These plays are just spike and dump. If we know that these plays have a 99% dump rate, why are we again holding them, hoping they turn into GameStop? We're basically looking for the 1% out of the 100 rather than doing the 99% out of 100. You have a 1% chance of nailing the next monster spiker. Or you have a 99% chance of just realizing these plays are not going to hold their gains and they're going to come right back on down. So why are we again, going against the grain so hard? Well, I don't know, Dek. I was hoping that maybe this one would turn it into GameStop. Do you like these hands? These diamond hands? I have friends on Reddit. I have friends on Reddit who said I have diamond hands. Guys, let's just again make money the right way. Go against these companies. That's what you guys got to be able to see. Right now, we're just staying alert and staying ready on all cases here. Nooch, is that a Borat accent? I really don't know. I have no idea what accent that is. I don't even think it is a place. If I ever met anyone who had an accent that sounds like that, I would say, where the heck are you from? I want to go visit just so I can just have conversations with everyone. I don't think that's a real accent I'm even doing at this moment. I think it's completely made up. A diamond hands. If that is a real place, I'm visiting next weekend. Guaranteed. SILO. Trying to get a little bit of momentum here. We got SILO, a little bit of hype. SILO trying to get a little bit of momentum. SILO, Dek, how high do you think this one's going to be going? Previous top gainer from 2 days ago. Looking like good momentum. I would not short this till $4 plus. SILO, I would not short this till $4 plus. Let's go ahead and... what was the news over on SILO again? SILO, I believe it came out with news 2 days ago. Does have some big hedge funds holding it. Financial Advocates, Capital Management, State Street Corporation. Let's go over to the news that happened. News came out on this play. What day? Wednesday the 17th. Wednesday the 17th. Yesterday, that was an S1 form. Here's Tuesday. Here it was. Tuesday 7-16. We did have SILO. It has an exclusive global license for All Times Therapeutic. So we did have a press release on Tuesday 7-16, which was again on 2 days ago, which came out with this article, which is what led it to become a big time top gainer, which led it to become a big time spiker. So just a little heads up for you guys, SILO does have credibility in that manner. Now, what's the next best thing we can do? Take a look over on past chart history pattern. Say SILO. We are currently sitting right next to 350. We can't see any previous spikes. We can't see any previous rips. So guess what we do? We put an orange line or whatever line across the board, and now we scroll back. And we look at where is the next main area of resistance. The next main area of resistance, here's where we're currently at, this orange line. The next main area of resistance we are going to have is we have a couple, I'm trying to look for like, where's that clear cut easy area? We have an upper shadow here, an upper shadow here. I would say probably the best area that I like would probably be right around here, 450. Dek, why 450? 450 is a bounce play right here. 450 is a bounce play right here. 450 is a bounce play right here. Big spike, huge dump, bounce play off 450, crack underneath 450, spike up to 450 rejected, spike up to 450 rejected, and then fade it on down. Right now, we're at 321. 450, I'll hammer in some puts or hammer in some shorts. 450 is my target, guys. That's where I feel good. That's where I feel confident. If it doesn't hit it, I don't lose any money. If it does hit it, that's where I like it. So 450, going to be where I want to be looking at. S&P 500 did come on up towards right around that orange line. Came on up towards around that orange line, reversal at that orange line. Dek, how did we know we were going to get a reversal right at this? Take a look at it. The more times you got reversed in the past, the more it's going to be embedded into investors' minds. We hit 559 once, we turned on down. We hit 559 twice, we turned on down. We hit 559, we bounced off of it. We hit it, we have resistance, we fall underneath it. So when you guys take a look at these past bounce, top resistance, you guys take a look right here, top resistance, you guys take a look right here, top resistance. Everyone gets embedded in their mind, hey, when we come up to 559, let's turn here. When we come up to 559, that's where we're going to drop on down. When we come on down to 559, that's where we're going to start seeing more of a sell-off. Because it's in traders' minds as this is where it's going to happen, as that's where it happened in the past. So that's why the SPY is starting to turn right there at that area, right around 559. If you guys got a good entry, awesome work, awesome job. Let's see, I want to make this a little bit larger. Dek, how low can we go? I mean, we could go all the way on down towards 556, 53. You know, the S&P 500, we don't have much support until we go all the way back on down towards this bottom area. So the S&P 500, it's got room to fall today, guys. You know, and we got room to fall down to 556.53, and then all the way on down towards 556, 13 EMA. 13 EMA is the main target today on the S&P 500, all the way down to 556. You know what movie I watched last night? Take a guess. I mean, there's like 3 million movies. No one would ever guess it. So I'll tell you right now. You guys ever seen The Rock with Nicolas Cage, Sean Connery? What a great movie. What a good movie. Good casting. Good storytelling. Good plot. Good American history. Good action. A lot of action. Good scenes. What a good movie. I was sitting there on my couch last night. Just getting a little fired on up. What a great movie that was. Favorite part in that movie is probably where they get into the rock, and then there's the fan going, the fire going, everything's going, and the guy's just like, I remember the sequence. Huh, I stayed here for again 20 years, and it just times it perfectly. Bah, 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 bah. SPY right here, top resistance, top resistance. Still trying to get a little bit of that bounce off 558. So right now we're watching. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it. I have to always show this man some love. We got Day Trade Professor in the house right here. Just donating 4,000 THB. I think that's Thailand money. I think it's like $400, $100. I don't know what it is. But just the fact that this man is showing on up and donating some money. We love you, Professor. Saying, Sean, I miss you as always. Waiting for SDST to get my A+ setup. We'll send you my P&L as a thank you. This ticker wasn't on my scanner, so you're a godsend. Hey, you know, Professor, thank you so much. All the glory to God as always. And always just being a great man. So thank you so much, Professor, for the support and the love that you show every single day. Keep crushing it. Enjoy your vacation out there in Thailand as well. And I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. Thank you, buddy. So we are still waiting for that SDST. SDST is starting to get a little bit of that dump. This is a high risk, high reward play. It's one of those stocks that, of course, can go on an incredible spike, but at the same point, come on an incredible dump. We're waiting. We're waiting for that breakout today. We're waiting for that one that's going to pop on up on either the high of the day momentum scanner to really steal the hype. We're waiting for one to show up on the Holt scanner to really be able to get that volume, or we're waiting for the one to show up on the penny stock top gainers, top losers that's going to steal the volume of the day. So a lot of people always ask me and say, hey Dek, I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. People always ask me, they say, how do you find the best stock of the day? Now, to be frank with you, if you don't have any equipment, it is very difficult to find the best spike of the day. So for you guys to say, hey Dek, how do you find the best spike of the day? Well, to be honest, it shows up on my high of the day momentum scanner. What stocks are showing up on the high of the day momentum scanner? Hey Dek, how do you know what are the best plays today? Well, to be honest, it shows up on my penny stock top gainers, top losers on the day. Hey Dek, how do you find like an early breakout? Well, it shows up on the stocks that are getting halted. Hey Dek, how do you find again all these stocks that had the best press releases every single morning? Well, again, I look at my news scanner and I see what stocks are coming up on the best scanners every single morning. Hey Dek, how do you get your watch list every single day? Well, to be honest, Foxrunner just gives me all the best plays and writes out what you want to do every single day. So yes, it is very important that scanners are part of your trading, success. If you don't have, again, great scanners and great equipment, it is going to be very tough for you to be able to find success in the market. Just like if you want to be a race car driver. Sure, you could be an incredible race car driver, but if you don't have a great race car, it's going to be tough for you to finish in first place. You could have amazing skill, but if you don't have the right equipment, you're probably not going to come in first place. Same exact thing with stock trading. We want you to have top of the level skill, but at the same time, you're going to need the right equipment. So again, make sure you guys click the description over on my YouTube and you guys can see all the equipment that I'm using. And then on top of that, J-Boss saying, hey Dek, the best equipment is just being here on tradecaster.com every single day. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, J-Boss. Being over here on tradecaster.com every single day, we're getting after it. Ready, break! We got poisonous VX gas. SILO, 450 target. SILO, 450 target here. And then the SPY still holding a little bit of a bounce play. SPY holding a little bit of a bounce right now. SILO, let's put that one up on the top level too. 450 is going to be the main target. Once we get above $4, that's probably where I'll locate some shares to short. SILO, are they expensive right now? Not really. So SILO for 100 shares, it's $6, $6.50. Also, a little heads on up. For those that use Lightspeed, remember guys, literally I have a Lightspeed discount for you guys in the description below. But for anyone who uses Lightspeed, contact Lightspeed and ask for the multiple providers on your shorts. So you guys, if you guys just downloaded again Lightspeed, you guys again might not have the multiple providers, but if you guys again use my link, you guys get the multiple providers. So make sure you guys go ahead, check that on out so you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. Letax saying, Dek, how much do you earn per day trading? Obviously, I cannot give you like a set number. To say, oh, I earn this per day, because every single day it's different. Some days I win $1,800. Some days I lose $200. Some days I win $800. So right now for the month of July, I am averaging $850 per day. That's where I'm at right now. So every single day I trade and I average $850. Now what does that mean? That means again, some days I might lose $200, but then I make $1,600 the next day. Some days I sit on my hands and I don't trade at all. Then the next day I make $500, and the next day I make $2,000. So it just balances out, right? Some days again I take a little bit of a loss. So I do want you guys to, of course, realize that. There are days that I win, there are days that I lose, but right now I'm averaging $850 per day. So we're just trying to be as smart as we can, making sure we're not putting ourselves in any sort of bad positions and staying alert here. Right now, SILO, staying, watching this one, see if we're going to get any sort of spiking and any sort of momentum. DJT right here. DJT, I will say this, again, not trying to get political in any sort of way. But I will say this. For anyone that is involved over in cryptocurrency, we know that Donald Trump just announced his vice president that he's going to be running with. If anyone who does not know, his vice president, or who would be his vice president, currently they went into his portfolio $100,000 worth of Bitcoin. So if Trump ends up winning and the vice president is going to be with him, you can definitely expect to see cryptocurrency probably start ripping and running on up. So a lot of people that are in the crypto world are pushing for Trump to try to win because they want to be able to see crypto be able to go on some sort of big spike once again, and seeing already that the vice president has a portfolio with at least $100,000 of Bitcoin in it. People are saying, well, this guy obviously supports Bitcoin, and that's the reason why, again, they're trying to pump that on up. So just a little heads on up. That was like a big thing in the news the other day. Obviously, again, the vice president, who again Trump picked, but also how he is a very big Bitcoin advocate, where people again want that to go with cryptocurrency. So we are again just waiting and watching right now. Watching to see where this momentum is going to be taking us here next. If you guys do have, as always, any questions, comments, concerns, please let us know. We are here to help you guys. We are here to make sure that you guys are becoming better and better day in and day out.
Most people were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture. Now I am become death.
Right now, DJT still being aware of this one, still watching. SILO coming on up towards those highs. Again, I want to see this one up towards 450. We get up towards 450 to $5. Probably going to hammer down on this play a bit. Right now, SILO still our number one top watch play. We have the S&P 500 still trying to get a little bit of a bounce right here. S&P 500 still floating right around 558. Is there any news coming up at 10 o'clock today? That could be something that's big for us. Google, let's go to economic data, economic calendar, economic data. Let's see what we have. We have Thursday, 10 o'clock, U.S. leading economic indicators. Chicago Fed President Austin Goolsbee speaks. Dallas Fed President, San Francisco President, Fed Governor Michelle Bowen. So we do have, again, some Fed speakers. No Jerome Powell today. 10 o'clock, we do have, a little bit of news that might come on out that definitely could just influence the market in one way or another. Bunny saying, hey, Dek, why are small caps so slow this week? Any particular reason? Lack of news. When you don't have news, you don't have big-time breakouts. So the thing is, when you go over to the all news right here, and we're not seeing any sort of big news, no sort of news that are getting the people going, no sort of news that are making people say, wow, this is incredible. Take a look here. We have a 2-star press release talking about a repurchase program. We have a 1-star press release talking about secure. Are you guys seeing any sort of big hot press releases that are talking about phase 3 trial, positive top line data, significant demonstrating brand new treatments, having partnerships or collaborations, having improvements or again increases awarded, demonstrate significant agreements and partnerships and billions of dollars in awards and important survival rates? We're not having anything like that. So we don't have any sort of big, strong 3-star press releases that are, again, standing on it. We have a 3-star press release way down here, but the stock has 104 million in float. And remember, what is the best way for a stock to be able to go on a big-time spike? A stock that has a low float, low amount of shares available, an incredible press release, and then super high demand moves into these plays. And that's where we get very big spikes. That's where we get very big rips and runs. So there might be 3-star press releases out there, guys, but usually it's the float is too big for them to go on very big spikes. So we can actually change this out and just look at stocks that have great ratings towards it. But usually it's because they're going to have too big of floats that don't allow them to spike for one reason or another. So like we can filter this out by all the best rating news today. And you can see, we do have phase 3 trials. So we have met primary endpoints on this play. That's great. But it has 1 billion in float over on TEVA. So that's why it's not spiking too much. right? You could see we have significant is good, but it's not talking about significant results. It's talking about, stockholder changes. So it's just, lack of news is, holding back a lot of plays from going on monster spikes and monster rips and runs. So do want to make sure that you guys are aware of this. Also, something that's very important. I always like, again, to check this stuff on out. 10 o'clock's coming on up, but let's just see something here, team. I want to take a look at something. Let's see if insiders knew that NVDA was about to get weaker. We know that NVDA right here, this play is starting to get weaker. NVDA is starting to drop. I want to check something out. Let's go to insiders. Let's go over and type in NVIDIA. And let's see what insiders are doing. NVIDIA, when was the last time people started selling? April. April, people started selling from the inside. Officer, director, officer. So we have April. So that was the last time they started selling. No one has been selling recently. But you can see most of these people are just taking profits. No one is buying inside the company over on NVIDIA right now. Like, no one is buying. It seems like everyone is just slowly taking gains as NVIDIA keeps going higher and higher and higher, right? This is public information. We can see all this information right here that people are taking profits as we're going. Taking gains. These are all people within inside the company, locking in their profits here over on NVIDIA. A lot of, again, insiders. So, still got a lot going on with that company. SILO, guys, we're getting up there. Getting closer to $4 over on SILO. I want to see that one squeeze and spike. Also, in the next minute, we might see the S&P 500 make a little dramatic move. So just be ready, S&P 500 within the next minute. Deck, why would we? Because at 10 o'clock, we sometimes see a pop or a drop. Sometimes we see a quick little pop or drop right at 10 o'clock. SILO right here. SILO coming on up. Still best play. We like this. We want it up near $455 before we start shorting. Deck, does that mean I can go long on this play? Can I buy the stock until it gets up to $450? You definitely can. But remember, my thought process is I want $455. That's where I will short. I don't know if it's going to get there. But if it does get there, that's where I believe the pullback's going to happen. The LULD stands for limit up, limit down. That's where we're going to get halted at. We want to see the stock get halted. So you can look at your broker. If you have a premium broker like Lightspeed, you guys can see the LULD right here, 439, right? That shows us where the stock will get frozen at. So if we could ever spike on up to 439, that is where we'll get halted, and that would be beautiful. So I hope we get a couple big orders that push this thing on up and we go right up to 439. Guys, right now we're starting to move on up here a little bit more. We want this thing to keep on going. We want this thing to keep on moving here. Come on now. So I like it. SILO. Is anyone going to short is anyone like starting to DCA, dollar cost average right now? Is anyone saying, Deck, I don't know. We're currently up 80% on SILO right now. I'm going to start shorting right now at this moment. Shorting at 412, shorting at, 405. At any moment, we definitely could start seeing that little reversal. The longer we wait, the less chance it is going to be able to get up there. But if it does get up there, the better chance we have of making money back on the downside. So it's going to be a little bit tricky over on SILO, but we definitely want to be able to nail this together, guys, if we can. So all eyes right now, SILO, starting to get a little bit more hype. I'll tell you guys right now, I am going to look for SILO to reverse anywhere between probably $4.44 all the way up to $5. So that means I'm going to be placing orders from $4.44 all the way up to $5 and just do $4.50, $4.70, $4.80, $5. And whatever entry gets filled, my cost basis is going to be right around $4.75 or $4.80, where I believe we could see a turn in the near future. So the whole reason behind this is because when we take a look over on the past chart history pattern, what did we see over on this play? We know as we get closer to 450, what has happened. 450, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. Here's a bounce play, top resistance, top resistance. That is going to be our main goal, up towards around that 450-ish mark. So SILO, that's what we're looking for to really kick off this party here. If it breaks through 450, we could go all the way up to $5 plus. So SILO still going on up at this moment. SILO still going on up at this time. SIL low, still trying to push, still trying to get some momentum, still trying to get some volume here. So guys, I am getting all set and all prepared. I am not in on anything, as you guys know, just yet. Here's again my position box. Once again, my position box, start getting some orders in. You guys will obviously see that live. And I'm looking for, again, round 450 plus, 450 to $5. Probably get, one entry somewhere in the 440s and then work our way on up. You can already see I'm starting to space out orders here. Putting an entry here, entry here, entry here, entry here, entry here. So again, spacing out orders over on this play here. All right, now we definitely have the trade of the day. Parker says, how would you go long on something like SILO? I feel like it's so much sketchier than the short on the stock. Well, the thing is, exactly as I said, SILO does have credibility. SILO was the #1 top gainer on Tuesday. It's a good, credible play. But remember, the higher we go up, the better chance we have of coming back on down. Same exact thing when we take a look over on SILO on if we can get up very high. We want to wait until $4.50 to $5 because the higher it goes up, the better chance it has of dumping on down. If a stock is up 110%, there's a good chance it'll give back 20 to 30%. If a stock is up 10%, there's probably not going to be falling too much. Now SILO is going and spiking and climbing. On the other hand, the higher it goes, the more attention it gets. The more attention it gets, maybe more buyers start moving back in on this play. So it does have, a pro and a con. There's two things that are kind of going with this play at the moment. So we are watching this one closely here. Guys, a little bit of a pullback. Notice again the upper shadow. I've taught you guys that. That is elementary. One of the best ways to know that a stock will start turning, one of the best ways to know that a stock will start getting weaker is always upper shadows. Okay, guys, one of the easiest ways to forever know that a stock is going to be having at least one red candle. Doesn't mean it's going to be selling on off. But when you have an upper shadow, it indicates that we have come up to the top. What's the easiest childish example that I always give? I always tell you guys this. I always say, again, if we were ever climbing Mount Everest, we climb up Mount Everest, and what do we do at the very top of Mount Everest? We stick a flag at the top and let everyone know that, woo, I have climbed Mount Everest. I got to the very top. And then guess what happens? Well, and then we go back on down. When we, again, stick that pole at the very top, it lets everyone know that this is the top. So you put that flag into the ground, you say, I'm at the top of Mount Everest, and then you head back down head back on down. You don't really head back down the opposite side, but you head back down you head back on down. So what we have is SILO spikes on up. You have the big pole indicating that we are at the top, and now it starts fading and falling. You take a look over on SILO, we spike on up, you put the big pole, hey, we reach the summit, and now we head back on down. So we want to make sure that we're all good here. Anyone here climb Mount Everest? Anyone here climb Mount Everest? Anyone? Anyone? I don't know. I feel like it's a more popular thing to do nowadays. Still, not many people have done it. But I would still say it's become more popular. Nate trades yesterday. I climbed it. Awesome. I hope you had a good time. I know, hey, it's an amazing accomplishment, but I feel like it has like a bad, you guys ever watch those documentaries and such nowadays? It's like, it has like a bad taste in people's mouth. Why? Because apparently, again, I don't know, I'm just talking random at this moment. Apparently a lot of richer people are going to just pay Sherpas, which are basically the people, the natives that live there, to just carry up all their stuff. You guys ever see The Grinch, where he just has like a 400-pound bag of toys? It's basically like, you know, the tourist comes, walks up the mountain, and the Sherpa's just carrying everything for you. And then you just, you know, puts it on down. You know, you sit back, you relax, you eat some soup. The Sherpa carries everything on up. And then again, you just go on up and, you know, but I mean, it's still an amazing feat. It's still an amazing challenge. I haven't climbed it. So I'm saying, it's talking here like it's something bad. Where's hey, again, I feel like I'm talking about climbing and I have zero idea about climbing. But I will say, you know what I feel like from the outside respect is like, you know, where the big boy climbers go? K2. You climb K2, isn't that like, that's like more intense than Mount Everest. You climb K2, yeah, it's like you drive a Harley. You don't fully stop at a stop sign, right? You jaywalk across the street. You climb K2. You definitely, again, you know, have been in a couple fights in your life. Close fist. You definitely, again, you know, got a scratch off with a winner on it and threw it away in the trash just because you didn't care. Right now, SILO. Still watching to see if we're going to pop. SILO traders, if we pop on up, we're still looking. I would get rid of the entry underneath 450 at this point. Guys, just a little heads on up. I would get rid of the entry underneath 450. If we spike on up, I think this is going to be a bull flag pattern, and we're going to squeeze, honestly, to $5 plus. So, honestly, at this pace, guys, I know, again, it's not what you guys are going to want to hear, but the safer thing to do is wait for $5 plus. The reason why I say this is most likely going to happen. We are probably going to take the next 10 minutes and form a bull flag pattern. Now, this bull flag pattern has the chance of dumping on down, as all bull flag patterns do. But if this bull flag pattern actually gets the hype and squeezes, well, guess what's going to happen? We could easily see a short squeeze. Right now, everyone's shorting SILO. Everyone's shorting SILO right now at this moment, right? We know everyone's jumping on in and saying, ooh, I'm shorting SILO. If SILO ever bounces back on up and forms this pattern, spike, dump, spike, tighter, 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 it's going to squeeze probably all the way up to like 550. You can see right here, spike, dump, tighter, 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 monster squeeze. You can see right here, spike, dump, spike, tighter, 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 monster squeeze. You can see again, all of those patterns, all of those plays, that's kind of what we're looking for. So if SILO gets back up towards $4, it would be setting itself up in a bull flag pattern. If you guys are already short, you guys are good to go though. If you guys are shorting right now, take profits when you have them. And if we don't see $4 again, we could easily fade all the way back on down to like 320. So great, a good job so far, but we'll see if SILO can get back above $4. Wine7 asked me, hope all is well, Dek. Was there any time in your life you wanted to give up on trading securities? If so, what motivated you to keep on going? I mean, that is a great question. It's a perfect question. So basically the question is, has there ever been a time that I wanted to give up on trading? Was there ever a time that I said, I don't know if I can do this? Absolutely. There was a time that I thought, man, I can't win. I keep losing, I keep losing, I keep losing. It's like, I'm not going to be successful at this. But really, when I took a step back and I thought about it, I thought to myself, I have two choices here. I can either keep working at this and become the trader that I want to become, be the person that has financial freedom, be the person that's able to be my own boss, be the person that determines my own salary, or I give up. And if I give up, guess where I go back to? I go back to the same exact path, I go back to the same exact life that I was trying to get out of and why I started trading securities in the first place. Why did I start trading stocks? Because I wanted to find financial freedom. I wanted to be able to work a job that I loved, that I was passionate about, that I was able to wake up and say, man, I am so excited to go to work. That was what I was looking for. I wanted to be able to have that money. I wanted to be able to do things that I wanted to be able to do and not have to worry about debt or credit cards or bills or things along those lines. This is where people do it. This is where people are able to make that money that they don't need to worry about mortgages or bills or college loans or any of that stuff. So I could either give up and go back to exactly what I was trying to get out of, or I can go ahead and keep pushing. So for me, I said to myself, hey, if I give up, I'm just going back to the same exact spot that I didn't want to be. So I might as well keep going forward. I might as well just keep working through it. Sure, I took a loss. Sure, again, I ended up getting a little upset because the stock didn't do what I wanted to do. It's like, of course that's going to happen, right? In anything you want to do, you want to be the best, you're going to have to go through trials. If you think about sports, do you think there's a lot of sport athletes that say, I don't know if I'm going to make it? Absolutely. But they have two choices. Either give up, go home, or they say, okay, I want to keep working and go for it, right? That's what you have to decide. I see no risk in becoming a stock trader or trying to become a stock trader, because all you're going to do, the worst case scenario, is you go back to the same place you started. That's the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is, hey, I don't like the current job I have. I don't like my current financial situation. I don't like what I'm currently doing with my life at this moment. Let me try to be something more. Let me try to be an entrepreneur. Let me try to be my own boss. Let me try to make it in the stock market. And I learn and I take the time, and guess what? You hit it. Your life has changed. Now you're again being a completely different person with completely different circumstances in a completely different financial world. Or you say, hey, you know what? I tried it. I didn't like it. I'm back to where I started. There's no hurt in learning and testing yourself and getting disciplined and trying to again, get a new start somewhere, right? So for me, I just thought, why would I quit to go back to exactly where I was, right? That's obviously not where I want to be. Let me keep going forward. So I don't understand when people stop stock trading. I have no idea. I just, it doesn't go through my mind. In my mind, it's like, you got to keep going. You got to keep moving forward. You got to keep trying. You got to keep getting after it. People say, oh, I can't do it. So you literally the reason why you signed up to TradeCaster in the first place, the reason why, again, you started stock trading is because you don't like where you're at, but now you're content where you're at, right? So it's like, I don't know. People have different mindsets. People have different, again, ways of thinking things through. Remember, guys, I paper traded for an entire year. So for me, I paper traded for 1 year, not trading any real money. Then I started with $2,300 on year 2, and I was able to turn $2,300, and I got it up towards around $20,000. So I made about $18,000 my first year. But that was after an entire year of learning. So on my second year of trading, I was able to make about $18,000 from $2,300. I also did that when I was a junior in college. So the thing is, throughout 12 months, I turned $2,300 into about $20,000. That's when I was a junior in college. Again, I'm living off financial aid. I'm living off school loans. I don't have a job that I have to, work every single day. I am, missing some classes because I want to learn how to stock trade. So I used my college career, my college time to be able to give myself an education. So, I took a very big risk in that manner where, yes, I went to school. Yes, I went to college. But the thing was, I was not a very good college student because I thought to myself, if I just do everything else that everyone else is doing, I'm going to be like everyone else. So why the heck am I going to the classes, learning the same exact thing as everyone else, learning from the same professors, taking the same tests when everyone else comes out with college debt, can't find a job, don't like their job, not getting a good starting salary? So basically for me, I stopped going to class. I wasn't partying. I wasn't playing video games. I just said, hey, you know what? I went to the library and I gave myself a 3-year education on stock trading just from learning, just from reading, just from practicing. And then once I got out of school, I was full-time stock trading. I paid off my student debt the first year out of school. I again lived back at home for about 1.5 years, saved up money, worked, but was able to grow my account, moved out to Hoboken, New Jersey for 4 years, then again moved back to Pennsylvania, bought my house, then I bought a house out in Utah, then we're just here. So the thing is, I've been trading now for 10 years, 11 years next summer. So it's been a grind, absolutely. Right now, SILO, we're still watching, still waiting over on these ones, seeing where this hype in action is going to be taking us. SPY just hit a new high of the day. SPY just moved on up, new high of the day over here. The S&P 500. Still watching, still waiting. Dek, where'd you go to college? I went to two schools. I went to IUP, Indiana University of Pennsylvania, out by Pittsburgh, and then I transferred over to a school called Bloomsburg in Pennsylvania. So I went to two schools. Went to one for 2 years, went to another one for 2 years, and then I just stopped going. Right now, team, no, not even one trade for myself just yet. Obviously, SILO, we're still waiting to see if this one is going to squeeze back on up on this bull flag-like setup. Bull flag-like setup here. Gene, Dek, what platform are you using? Sean, please, what platform are you using? Again, everything I use is in the description below. Again, my broker, my scanners, all that. So again, just click that, you'll get all your answers. SILO, we are still watching and waiting over on here. SILO. SILO here, team. Still watching to see if this is going to be able to squeeze and break on through. Can SILO squeeze, break on through, get that, pop on up. Back above $4. Remember, we're looking for that possible bull flag setup, that short squeeze as we talked about. Short squeezes with that bull flag could easily rip and run. And we just want to make sure that we're ready for it. Showed you guys some examples over on bull flag patterns that could easily lead towards that next pop. I can show you again a few more. Let me grab this and post this for you guys though, just so everyone can clearly see it. So we do have what SILO main watch for the squeeze to $5 plus on on the number one top gainer today and the number one top gainer from Tuesday. Again, Tuesday, this was the top gainer, which is why it's getting some good action, why it's getting some good hype. Guys, SILO back above $4. Let's see if this one's going to be able to hold on up here. Ba-ba. Jay Sniggle, I appreciate you, buddy. Look at this. Jay Sniggle posting a morning newsletter from 2016. Guys, this is how long I've been in this game. This is how long I've been doing this. Dek, here's one of your morning newsletters from November of 2016. Dekmar Trades morning watch list. IDRA, MDGS, REPH, chart setup. LEU, very strong uptrend. It may start to be overextended, but still million in flow. BSPM, back burner play. RGSE, watch for a break. Man, I've been dialed in for the last 9 years, haven't I? This is from 2016. I've been absolutely dialed for the last 8 years of my life. Man, I'm in a good place. We ain't stopping, baby. We ain't stopping anytime soon. People always say, Dek, when are you retiring? When are you stopping? When are you're gonna stop live streaming? My goal is to be live streaming for your grandkids. My goal is to make sure, again, during your wedding, you're thinking of me. Then, of course, when you give birth to your first child, you're thinking of me. Then, of course, as your child grows on up, they again cross the age of 12, 13, 15, 18, you're thinking of me. As, of course, they start logging on to Tradecaster.com. I want to make sure that you guys are all good. We're going. And we're not slowing down. We're not. SILO here. SILO getting into the corner. Getting into the corner over on this play. SILO getting tighter and tighter and tighter over on this play. Want to see if this is going to be able to squeeze itself. Get a little bit of a move. Come on now, baby. So we are watching this one. This is really one of the only plays today. Guys, take a look over on the charts. The charts right here. SILO 73% gain, and then we drop all the way on down to 23%, 18%, 16%. So SILO, this is the main one. ONCO, just a little too tiny for me. The SILO is really the only option we have. Then we go down to 20, 19, 15% gainers. That's not really much whatsoever. So SILO, we need to see the squeeze if we want to make some money today. Other than that, the S&P 500 is also just consolidating. This week has been a tough one. This week has been a little bit slower. This week, we have not seen as much action or as much hype. So this week, again, definitely got to be careful over on it. S&P 500, watching this one. SILO getting tighter and tighter and tighter inside this wedge. Hermes got my son a lifetime subscription over on Tradecaster for his first birthday. Incredible birthday gift, if I may add. Trader One, what do you think about SAVA? SAVA is one of those companies that randomly gets $100 rip and runs out of nowhere. So SAVA, I do think SAVA will go on another probably $50 spike at some point. If you get involved in it at $10, it probably will get some sort of random rip. It always does it. It goes from $13 and spikes up to $51. You can see right here, it goes from $42 and spikes on up towards $100. You can see right here, it went all the way from $7 and spikes all the way up towards $118. So the thing is, SAVA is a very odd company. They always are in the headlines of saying they do something great, and then they say it's not real, and they say no, it is real, and people say no, it's a scam, and it just keeps going back and forth, back and forth. So SAVA is like one of those companies. I'm sure that they'll say they did something great that they really didn't do great, and then it comes crashing on down. So it's like, I think you'll make money at some point, but it's just a little bit of a random mover. SILO, we're still staying smart here. Right now we have SILO watching this very close here. Seeing we're getting tighter and tighter and tighter going into the squeeze. Tighter and tighter and tighter, looking for this possible move here. So SILO traders, watching this one closely here. Let's see where this one is going to be going towards next. Let's see where this hype and this action and this, full volume is really going to be going towards. Guys, tighter and tighter and tighter inside this wedge. Getting, all we're doing is waiting for this play. Waiting for this play. Guys, SILO looking for it. SILO looking for it. Can SILO squeeze? SILO, we need to see that squeeze on up. Squeeze on up and let's get involved. Right now, SILO traders, again, one big waiting game right now, looking to see if we can get up towards $5 plus. And remember, this is just a straight, easy bull flag pattern. There's nothing, again, crazy about this in any way. You don't have to overthink this in any sort of way. All we're looking for is this. So for anyone that's saying, Dek, like, what are we doing here? All you're doing at this time is watching for spike, consolidation. When we get to the corner of the wedge, you're looking for the next leg on up. We have spike, consolidation, corner of the wedge, next leg on up. Spike, consolidation, then you get the next leg. Spike, consolidation with the wedge at the corner, you get the next leg. So we are looking for the spike and the next leg in the corner of the triangle. So what we have right here is spike, here's the wedge. We're looking to see if this is going to squeeze on up now to a brand new high of the day. So buyers are going to try to move in on this. Buyers are going to try to spike here. Buyers are going to be looking for a new high. Now, the big question is, how high can this go? It's not going super fast at this moment. It's not going too crazy. Remember, we do need to look at the past chart history pattern. We do have a set line at the past chart history pattern right around 450. That's where we initially thought. 455, bounce play, 455, bounce play, 455, bounce play, 455, bounce play, top resistance, top resistance. I still think 455 is a solid area with, again, $5 as kind of like the next main area. So if you want to go right around 450, it's not bad. If you want to wait until closer to $5, that's a little bit safer, but we don't know if we're actually going to touch that area or not. So I'm definitely going to get involved, probably slightly underneath $5, but I want to see if this can squeeze. I want to see if this can take on off. Bull flag pattern trying to get it to move right now. Let's everyone just stay alert, and of course, making sure every trader is dialed in. Guys, SILO just came right on up to 450 right there. SILO just came right on up to 450. We hit 450 on the dot. Now starting to get a little bit of reversal. Another big upper shadow. If you guys got filled at 450 so far, that's been beautiful. I might just try to get involved a little bit on this play if this thing can get a little pop back on up towards maybe, again, 420 or so. The reason why I say that is, look at this. Another big upper shadow showing that we have weakness now. Guys, we came right up to 450, upper shadowed at 450, right back on down to 399. So past chart history pattern showed 450 top, now starting to get a little bit of a drop. Part of me wants to jump in right now because that upper shadow could lead towards another sell-off, another drop, another fade. I wouldn't mind getting filled if we can pop on up in the 14s, like 414, 418, 419, and maybe try to get filled there. But look at that, hit 450, and then again, rejection right back on down. If you guys just nailed, again, a quick 50-cent drop like that, 1,000 shares, that's a $500 profit right there. So SILO, watching this one extremely closely here. Is this going to be able to hold up its gains? Where is, again, strong resistance? 420? I might get filled, if we pop back on up towards the 420s and give it a chance. So if we start seeing like 420s on a little pop, I'm probably going to give it a chance here. And the reason is I just want to get filled. Get filled, give it a chance, see if we can pop and then drop right back on down. I don't know if we're going to be able to get filled, though. I don't know if it's going to be able to hold on up. We will be watching this one closely. Man, that was one of the main moves today. If this thing starts cracking here, guys, we might see a big red candle here pretty soon. There might be a big red candle here pretty soon because we just had an attempted spike. We just had an attempted breakout. We just had an attempted move on that wedge. And now it is getting a little bit weaker. But, even if you did not get filled, what's the coolest thing here is if you're making money, I love it. If you got filled, you're in the green. I love it. But if you did not get filled, you're still taking it as a learning experience. You can still say, wow, I saw the bull flag. I saw the past chart history pattern. I saw 450. We hit 450, upper shadow form, now red candle. So even if you are new to learning, even if you're experienced in learning, even if you need a refresher in the market, you are still saying to yourself, okay, wow, I'm taking this as a learning experience. I'm taking this and understanding what's happening in this market here. So SILO, nice spike, nice move. As always, guys, want to give you guys a little heads on up over on YouTube. If you guys want to be trading with me every single day, make sure you guys come on over here, sign up to a free 7-day pass over on tradecaster.com, have access to the live stream, have access to the video library, have access to the chat room, have access to everything you need to become a better stock trader. So make sure you guys come on over, make sure you guys get involved, and let's see what we get. Right now, SILO starting to turn a little bit more. I would still like to get filled if we can get a quick pop. Guys, it looks like it's getting weaker. Take a look even on this chart. This chart, you can see how we have a little, what we have is a little trend line, which is starting to go. So here's again this trend line over on SILO, starting to get a little bit weaker. I would love to see a little pop back up into the 420s, try to get filled and see if we can drop on down. So I'm still looking to get filled if we can. Get a quick one, spike back on up. SPY, if the SPY starts cracking, guys, remember what's the target? 13 EMA. 13 EMA is the target, 556. You could still have another $1.60 that you could drop, another $1.60 sell-off that you could fade on off towards. SILO, still watching to see if we are going to spike on up into the 14s and then again be able to fade back on down. Looking still for a quick little upper shadow, see if we can get, filled and then go from there. Also, S&P 500 traders. S&P 500 looking like it wants that drop all the way on down towards 556. 556 is the 13 EMA. You guys, again, if you want to get paid today, if you want to trade today, S&P 500, got to get involved down to 556, or you wait for the 556 bounce play, or you're going after SILO and looking for the shorts. There's really only two main trades that you can get involved in. S&P 500 going down to the 556 area most likely, and then again, we also have SILO, which is looking for a pop back up to 420, and hopefully we can get a big time short from there. Those are your options. That's it. S&P 500, still fading. 555.90 is the 13 EMA. 555.90 is the 13 EMA. SILO right now, taking a look over on this one, still building a little bit of higher lows. Again, I would like to get filled if this thing could spike on up into the high 414s or into the mid 420s to get a quick entry and see if it's going to dump back on down. I think this top could be the main upper shadow that is going to be forming. And then on top of that, the S&P 500. S&P 500 still dumping. Guys, S&P 500 might get a nice dip buy here coming on up. Dek, where's the S&P 500 dip buy? S&P 500 dip buy obviously still getting weaker at this moment. That is going to be all the way on down 555.90. It's going to be either right above 555.90 down towards 556 or right underneath 555.90. So those are basically your options that you guys can focus on at this time. S&P 500 came on down to 556.75 so far. 556.75. SILO is also still trying to stay alive here. SILO still trying to stay alive a little bit. Still has a slight little uptrend. Slight little uptrend over on that one. Guys, starting to move on up on SILO. SILO, I might get filled here soon. SILO might get my first entry trying to get filled probably in the 420s. I would like to see if this is going to be holding up as resistance somewhere right around all these old upper shadows. So we have upper shadow 423, upper shadow 435, upper shadow 415, upper shadow 450 on the dot. If we again spike on up towards, that 420, 426, 430, I'm definitely going to get a starting entry just in case we get a little bit of a pullback, just in case we get a little bit of weakness. Now, do I still get nervous that we could possibly still squeeze and spike up to $5? Absolutely. But guys, just got filled. First little entry right here, right at that 420 area. And I do want to see if this play is going to fade itself on down and start dropping and start getting weaker. So right now, traders, I only have 1,000 shares filled. I will get filled a little bit more if we again keep on spiking, but I'm involved right now. I'm involved right now, watching SILO to see what this one's going to be doing here next. If it starts spiking very big, well then obviously I'm just going to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to get out, move on, and I'll try to, you know, add at the very top, you know, add when it gets up to $5 plus. If we dump on down right now, and I have 1,000 shares, and we dump on down, let's say, you know, 20 cents, 30 cents, hey, I'll take 300 bucks. So the thing is, you know, I'll take 300 bucks if we dump on down sub $4. If again this play starts spiking though, guess what? I can add more or I could just get out. So I just want to basically be involved here. I just want to, you know, get myself at least a starting entry here. Right now, team, we are again waiting and watching, seeing what's going to be happening here next over on these plays. Got that SILO at this time. Little bit of a pop. SILO. Can I get a little bit of that pop? SILO. Hide the days at 450-ish mark. Only got 1,000 shares, just in case it dumps. If it dumps, at least I can make something. If it spikes, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. So SILO. Dek, what are you rooting for? I mean, I still want it to spike, to be honest, just so I can actually get like a real trade today. Get a big share, big trade, $5, dump on down to $4, make again, you know, 2,000 bucks. SILO, dump underneath $4, I'll make $200, I'll make $300. Still, $300 is better than nothing. I'm still getting paid for my time. Remember, that's what I always try to think about. I always try to get paid for my time here. My time here, I'm spending the last hour and a half here, live streaming, hour and a half looking at charts, hour and a half going over everything. I want to be paid for my time. So, you know, SILO, if I, again, see an opportunity and I get paid $200, if I get paid $300, it's better than nothing, right? So I want to be paid for my time. Nothing wrong with taking profits when you have them. So, Dek, what if it starts squeezing? If SILO breaks above, I would say 440, there's a great chance that it squeezes on up. Then you'd probably want to be looking for entries like $5 plus. If we dump back on down towards like 390, then, you know, we're probably going to start selling on off. You could just keep holding your 1,000 shares, or you could lock in your gains when you have them. So right now we're at 408. See if we get, you know, a little bit of a drop. We are up 82% at this time, which is, again, not bad. That's a pretty solid gap up, to be honest. Still watching SILO, kind of see where this one is going to be heading towards. Seeing where SILO is going to be going towards next. Obviously, again, staying smart. And also, where's the S&P 500 at? S&P 500. Guys, S&P 500 all the way back on down. We are testing that 13 EMA right now. So, I actually want to change the discussion here for a moment. We take a look. Let's go back over towards this. This is crucial. The S&P 500 charting. We are hitting the 13 EMA, which is one of the most popular indicators out there. The last few times we have hit the 13 EMA, bounce, 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 bounce. Today, we are touching that 13 EMA. That 13 EMA is this entry right here. That's the 13 EMA indicator at the price of 555.80 at this moment. You can see it right up top, EMA 13th, hover over today, 555.80 is the 13 EMA. Right now at this time, we're at 556 or 555.95. The S&P 500 is starting to get a little bit weaker. If we start cracking through that 13 EMA, things could get ugly. A lot of traders, and I'm talking a lot of traders, are going to be looking for dip buys most likely right next to that 13 EMA area. So that could be, again, 555.80 on the dot. It might be 555.50. It's going to most likely be right at it or, again, slightly underneath it. So a lot of people, low of the day, 555.85, are probably again jumping in, looking to see, is this going to hold on up as the absolute bottom? So it's going to be a little tricky right now in the S&P 500, but a lot of people are going to be getting involved at this moment, looking to see if the S&P 500 is going to keep on cracking. Right now, SILO, guys, is what? It's currently sitting at 410. We'll see if that is going to be able to dump back on down. The S&P 500 at this time, right at 555.80. The SPX is going to definitely be a great play that you could look to be able to get involved in over on this one. I kind of want to lock in my SILO trade so I can just focus over on the S&P 500. So SILO is getting weaker. SILO, we're up $180. Again, I just want to get paid for my time. I am going to lock that in. Boink, take my gains, take $200. I'm now going to switch my focus over on the SPY to see if this is going to be able to hold on up. Let's switch over to a 1 minute time frame here, team. 1 minute time frame. Let's go over, type in SPX, point SPX at this time, and see how low the SPY is going to fall to correlate this over towards SPX. So what we have right here, SPX is at the price of 5,575. 5,570 call contracts. We are going to be looking for a dip buy soon, but let's see if this thing is going to go lower than we expect. It seems like right now it's still fading. Right now it's still getting weaker. Right now it's still, dropping here. I want to go back into a large time frame. I'm going to go back into like a 15-minute time frame. Where is there a great bottom that really stands out to us? I mean, what we just hit right here, guys, take a look behind me. Bounce, bounce. Take a look over here. Bounce, that 555.85 mark. 555.85, great dip buy. And also 555.85, also 13 EMA. We are starting to bounce for the first time right on up. Where off of? 555.85 right now. So 555.85, 13 EMA at this moment. Still holding on up, still doing its thing. If you guys got filled at 555.85, beautiful bounce play so far of about 30 cents. If this cracks underneath 555.85, it's probably going all the way down towards 554s. So I'm just letting you know that right now. If we hit a new low of the day, I think we are dropping all the way on down to the low 554s. I'm letting you guys know that right now. So again, 555.85, great dip buy, great bounce. But if this thing again starts going, starts getting a little bit, too ugly, gotta be careful on that. SILO. Again, SILO, as I said, I just want to get paid for my time. Just want to get paid for my time over on SILO. Astro Trades, where's the next dip buy? Don't dip buy SILO. Wait for a breakout if you're going to buy it. SILO got rejected at 425, got rejected at 450, got rejected at 425. Big upper shadow in the middle, head and shoulders pattern. I would not look for a dip buy on SILO. SILO, you better wait until it proves to you that it's spiking. That means that you want to wait for a breakup towards, again, 430 before you even look to buy it. If this thing has a shoulder, a big long upper shadow, and then a shoulder, and now it's underneath $4, I wouldn't say, ooh, I'm looking for a breakout. I would be saying, oh, look for a short, and if it goes back above 430, then you get out of it, and then you can look on the long side. Guys, little heads on up. S&P 500 is a lot more active. This is where I see a lot more money to be made. So that's where I'm looking more towards. Right now, team, we do have the S&P 500 still fading. S&P 500 still falling. Guys, S&P 500, remember, if this thing cracks, I think it's going to crack hard. If this thing cracks underneath the 13 EMA, it should crack hard. So don't look for a dip buy. It's either you're getting in a dip buy right now and you're understanding, okay, this needs to bounce, or you're saying, all right, I'm sitting back and waiting for a low 554s. Because if it goes underneath the 13 EMA, we should get another little sell-off. New low of the day. New low of the day just hit. New low of the day just hit on the S&P 500. S&P 500 still dropping here. We got 555.64. 555.64. Still looking for a little bit of a bounce play. Ooh, that 555.85 13 EMA is trying. Guys, the S&P 500, all you got to do is watch the bids right here. We know 555.85 is the 13 EMA. It's going underneath it. It's going right above it. It's trying to bounce off of it. It's getting little sell-offs underneath it. It's going right back above it. You can see over on the chart right here, it's going underneath it, bouncing back above it, going underneath it, trying to bounce back above 555.85. Now it's back up towards 555.90. And right now we got a battle between buyers and sellers. Right now we have a battle between who's going to be able to hold on up here. Are buyers going to be able to hold on up, or are sellers going to be able to hold on up? So right now, traders, that is what we are currently seeing. That is what we currently have at this time. A nice little battle here. Again, I would love to still see a sell-off and be able to get a nice little dip buy all the way back on down here. Come on, I want to see a nice sell-off. If it sells off, it's going to sell off hard. I'm just giving everyone that heads on up. If it sells off, it's going to sell off hard. We can try to get our nice trade. Another little dip buy so far. Another little dip buy. Guys, just watch this. This is kind of what you want to focus on. See if we keep building lower highs. See if we keep building lower highs. If we have lower highs, that shows weakness. If we have lower highs, that shows weakness here. So let's see if it goes back underneath 556. Back underneath 556, you could do a put contract. I know, again, doing a put contract next to the bounce area is risky. Doing a put contract next to the low of the day is risky. Doing a put contract after we have already fallen, again, 0.15% is risky. But we could possibly see a new low here coming on up if we go back underneath 556. If you got a dip buy so far, great job and great work. SPX, put contracts, 5,585. Two contracts. Tomorrow's expiration, most likely. Tomorrow. Don't do today's expiration. Market order. Right now, it's still bouncing, still holding its gains. Still bouncing, still holding its gains. Want to see if we are going to be building any sort of lower highs. Right now, this is a true bounce at this moment. Right now, we do have a true bounce play at this time. Right now, things are still holding on up. I want to see if we do start going back underneath that 556 mark. I want to see if we start getting weaker. I want to see if this one does start fading, because if it does, I think we got a nice, $1.50 sell-off. I know we just had the S&P 500 with a nice sell-off so far. Right now, things are still looking positive. Things are still looking up. I'm trying to see, where would there be a little bit of a reversal? Where will there be a little bit of a reversal? Where will there be a little bit of trouble? 556.85, there will be a little bit of trouble. Guys, I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm going to give you guys a heads on up. I'm going to pull the trigger if we hit 556.85. If we hit 556.85, this downtrend, I'm going to pull the trigger on a put contract, see if we can get weakness out of it. So if we pop on up towards this purple line right here, 556.85 over on the SPY, I'm gonna pull the trigger on some put contracts and see if that's gonna be the start of a reversal. Okay? If it breaks through it and goes above 557, I'm gonna get out. So it's gonna be basically get in, get out. It's probably gonna be either a $200 loss, or I'm gonna hold it and try to get $500 plus out of a win. So just make sure that you guys are understanding that, what I'm looking for. I basically see a downtrend from pre-market, has been holding some top upper shadows coming right up here. 556.85 put contracts looking to hit and reverse. Coming up close, coming up close, coming up close. Boink, gonna get in right now. Two contracts just got filled on the put side. Two contracts just got filled on the put side here. Still, again, moving itself on up here. Going to do two more at this moment. Two contracts put side at this time. Four contracts at this purple line. If it starts breaking through 557, I am going to get out and just move on and accept that loss. But I do want to give it a chance to see if we are going to get a reversal here. So I'm going to give it a chance to see if it's going to get a reversal, but I do have my finger on the trigger just to get out if I'm incorrect. If I'm incorrect, again, I want to accept that and just say, hey, you know what? Not the trade I wanted, and just move on from it. But the thing in stock trading, you got to be willing to, again, give stocks a chance to be able to spike and be able to reverse. If you never, again, jump in and pull the trigger and at least give yourself a chance, an opportunity to make money, you're never actually going to make money. So right now, you can see I do have a cost basis right at 556.80. Anything underneath 556.80, I make money. Anything above 556.80, I'm in the red. Looking for a pullback back down towards around the 556.50s to take some gains. If we go back above 557, I am getting out. The reason is I'm just not going to hold it and, get squeezed if this thing goes crazy for some reason. Again, giving it a chance. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. right now. Come on, see if we can get a little bit of a drop back on down. 550, 585. You guys see top resistance, top resistance, top resistance. Holding this downtrend, looking for a drop back down towards, again, 550, 650. Looking to see if we can get some weakness. You know, put myself up in the green today by a good amount, by a good margin. Put myself up again, you know, $300, $500, $800 on the day. So looking for this red candle here off this purple line. Good little start. Good little start, but I need to extend on down. Good little start. I need to extend on down. Right now, it's still sitting right at my entry, and I feel like right now a lot of traders are saying, ooh, let's spike. Ooh, no, let's dump. Ooh, let's spike. Ooh, no, let's dump. So we are kind of going back and forth. Guys, starting to break out of my area. Got to get out and move on here, most likely. Giving it 2 more seconds. Go underneath 557. Looks like I'm going to have to get out here in a second. Giving it just a moment here. I don't want to get out, but I'm going to have to if we don't go underneath 557 here in a second. Come on, dump back underneath 557. It's not doing it. Got to move on. Got to accept my loss. Breaking out of my area. So I want to give it a chance. Not doing it. Got to move on. Not going to be a trader that has an ego. Not going to be a trader that doesn't have discipline. Not going to be a trader who's going to gamble. You're going to have a game plan. You're going to give it a chance. If it's not doing you a chance, you're going to move on from it. That's it. That's stock trading, baby. So, Dek, where's the next chance that you could see a reversal? You can move this trend line on up, and you can see, again, these areas. Right? So you can always, again, be looking for where is that downtrend? Where is that reversal? Right now, we are still spiking all the way back on up here. We can go up towards this area, probably as our next mark, 557.75 if you want to pull the trigger. So again, that would be 5,500 and probably 5,600 area. Yeah, 5,600 area. 2 contracts at a time. Spike back on up towards this area, 557.85. 557.85, run back on up there. We could, again, give this another chance to see if we can reverse back on down and be able to make our profits. We gave it at first about 25 cents. Gave it 25 cents, moved on from that play. Guess what? We're not holding up at a 557.50. We'd be down over, again, $1,000. We're not holding all the way on up towards, again, these top areas. We have to, again, be willing to give it a shot to be able to reverse. But if we're wrong, you get out and you move on. So right now, team S&P 500, still want to see if we're going to get a little spike back on up towards, again, 557.85. Pull the trigger $1 higher. See if we can drop back on down towards low 557s. So again, you know, I'm always willing to give it a chance. I will say if I'm incorrect on this one, I'm probably going to step back and say, you know what? If I take 2 losses in a row, I like to step back, keep my losses as small as I can. Right now, I'm down $500 on the day. I have a $200 profit and a $700 loss. I don't want to go down $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. It's not worth it to me, right? So I want to, again, give this another chance to see if we spike on up, 557.90, and then go ahead and reverse back on down. That's what I'm looking for. So let's see if we can go up towards, again, 557.90, which was, again, bounce area, bounce area, bounce area, bounce area. I'm looking for this area to hold up as resistance now. So 557.90, where we, again, bounced, where I'm looking for resistance to hit, fall back on down, 557.40. If I can get a 50-cent drop with 4 contracts, 6 contracts, 8 contracts, I know I can make a lot of money. So, you know, that's kind of what I'm looking for. A little bit of a spike, making a little bit of profit on this one. I want to see if this one can rip its way back on up here. Miguel, Dek, what's the best advice on waiting for plays to play out? I seem to always get in early. You know, I always get in too early. If you get in too early, I mean, it's not a bad thing. It just kind of comes down to, you know, if you're doing a short and you're jumping in on too early of plays, right? Realize no one has ever blown up an account by being patient. No one has ever lost money by sitting out of a stock. No one has ever, again, said, oh man, I'm not successful because I'm, again, waiting for a play to keep going up higher. Right? It just comes on down to realizing that a lot of these plays, you know, especially let's say the S&P 500 might go a little higher than expected. A lot of these low float plays are going to turn at old resistance areas, chart history resistance areas, and that's just what I want you guys to understand. So right now, again, we are just watching the S&P 500, waiting for another possible entry if we can spike up towards around 557.80. I'm going to really hammer down up near around 557.80, up near around 558, see if we can get a reversal back on down. But if you're, again, wondering how to stay patient, I mean, that comes with time, that comes from experience, and that's also from learning from previous losses. Learn from your previous losses. Hey, you don't like being in the red. Neither do I. If you're getting in the red because you're jumping in too early, say that to yourself. Realize that, okay, let me be a little bit more patient tomorrow. Why am I choosing 5,600 on SPX? Because this is going to spike most likely up towards around 5,596, and I want to put myself in the money right away. So I like putting myself in the money on these plays right away. Guys, starting to get a little bit of reversal right now over on the SPY. All right, SPY not there. What's SILO doing? SILO still just moving sideways. SILO just moving sideways at this moment. SILO still, again, trying to hold up the best it possibly can here. NAAS still watching LPSN. LPSN's not a bad chart setup. Guys, S&P 500 starting to turn back on down. That one is getting a little bit weaker at this moment. Guys, S&P 500, a little bit weakness now, back on down. Guys, I'm not seeing too much I really love, to be honest here. I mean, we went after SILO to see if it's going to be able to spike. I feel like I like the S&P 500. The S&P 500 has opportunity. Don't get me wrong. The S&P 500 has opportunity. But I just feel like, again, I feel like I'm forcing if I jump in anywhere around this area. I want to be careful. I want to be smart. I want to do the right thing. Anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns? Any plays that you guys are seeing that you really like, that you guys really enjoy? Anything that you guys are saying, hey, Dek, you know what? I think this could do this. Again, I'm happy to help you guys on out. Right now, we are starting to see a nice little pullback. If we go all the way back on down towards around 556, watch for a bounce play. So if you do get a crack all the way down to 556, you could definitely get a little bit of a dip buy and get a little bit of a bounce. We know that this has been a little bit of a trickier week, but I am currently down $500 on the day. What I will again say, what I always like saying, what I always like realizing is when I have to take a loss, my losses are always smaller than my wins, right? My red days, Dek, you're down 500. My winning days, 1,800. My winning days, 900. My winning days, 2,100. My red days, 500. You know, so again, that is so great to realize because this is how you guys always want to be thinking about your chart. If you have your P&L board right here, here's your P&L board. Here is going to be time on the bottom, and here is going to be your profit up going the side. What do you guys want to always be thinking about? Well, there's time and profit. If I, let's say, win $1,800, that's going to take 3 days of losing for me to get back to even. Then let's say I lose again. Now let's say I win one. Well, now I'm back up here. Now I win another. Now I'm up here. Now I win another. Now I'm up here. Now let's say again, I lose. Again, I win. This is how you want to be trading. You want to realize that, hey, you know what? If you are going to take a loss, you will lose. That's part of trading. But if you keep your losing days smaller than your winning days, even if you go on a little bit of a losing streak, that's okay. Because the thing is, your winning days are going to get you back to where you need to be. So if you think about this chart right here, how many losing days do we have? We have right here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 losing days. How many winning days do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 winning days. So how is it that we're losing more than we win, but our P&L chart still is in the profit? How are we going all the way on up if we're losing more than we win? Well, because we're keeping our losses smaller than our winning days. So the thing is, traders, I'm trying to exaggerate this to you. You could be a 35% winner. 35% of the time you win in the stock market and still be a full-time stock trader, as long as your green days are double, triple, quadruple of what you're willing to lose. So that's what you guys need to understand. It's one of the big keys to be successful in the stock market, is you must be willing to, again, cut out the losers if they are in the red. All right? Awesome. Traders, does anyone have any sort of questions, comments, concerns, anything along those lines? Please let me know. Obviously, more than happy to help you guys on out with anything that you guys need. Right now, traders, SPY, penny stocks have just been slow. Penny stocks have just been slow. I would not say SILO is done. I'm happy we got a little trade on SILO just to, again, get a quick little $200 profit. But the S&P 500 is active. And the S&P 500 definitely could fade and fall back on down towards that 13 EMA. Right now, no more trades for myself. Just kind of waiting and watching. I'll be honest, guys, I am kind of waiting for this week to kind of pass us by. The reason why I say that is I want to see more press releases. I want to see more hype. I want to see some more action. I want to see some more global news. I want to kind of see a fresh start in this market. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday have been kind of, we're forcing. We're really trying to find. We're searching really hard for a possible move. So, you know, I really want things to come to us rather than for us to look so hard in the market. So, let's see what comes on up here, traders. As of now, I am going to take a step back away from the mic here for a bit. As always, if you need anything whatsoever at all, I'm here. If the SPY starts dumping, we're jumping right back on the mic. I want you guys to be smart. I want you guys to be safe, and I want you guys to be able to make as much money as possible. I want every single day to be a learning experience. I want every single time you guys are on TradeCast to be benefiting from making money, benefiting from education, benefiting from entertainment, benefiting from just having joy from being here. That's what I want to be able to do for you guys, making sure that I'm progressively pushing you on up as a student, as a trader, as a member, as a friend here, having you guys learn every single day. As always, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you so much to all the traders who have joined us on this day. I am stepping off with a small loss and keeping it tight. I do not want to force. I'm going to wait for the best opportunity if we do get one of those. And then again, I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm going to be watching for the S&P 500 possibly coming on down towards the low of the day. So, other than that, traders, as always, it's a joy working with you. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has joined us on this beautiful morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. And if you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. Happy to help you guys on out. As always, thank you, traders. I love you. I will see you guys back here later on. And I'm in chat all day if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Thank you, team. Thank you, traders. Help me wrap it on up. You guys know the drill here in 3, 2, 1. Thank you, guys. See you guys later on. You guys are amazing. I love you. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Did you make money today? Did you make a profit today? Did you come out on top today? I'm the Batman. I got this question the other day. Why are you successful? $1,000 profit today.
First niggas gotta find me.
$700.
$50,000 to a motherfucker like me. Can you please remind me? Ball so hard, this shit crazy. Y'all don't know that don't shit phase. And as we go,
lock it on up.
When I look at you like this shit gravy. Ball so hard, this shit weird. We ain't even pro be here.
1,400.
It's only right that we be fair.
Who's ready for $1 million year?
You should be asking how to be successful.
I feel resentment from every direction. Even some homies be wearing expressions. I be discouraged from sharing my blessings. We used to share a connection. Now it just feels like it's wearing and stretching. I'm getting real sick of taking advice from people that never could stare at reflections. Somewhere in there is a lesson. Y'all ain't evolving, it's very depressing. I'm at the club with the basketball team. Me and the Cardinals are sharing a section. Gotta cherish the present. I'm drinking water and wearing protection. Got a career and I'm very invested. Some people call it a scary obsession. I like to call it a passion. I can be sitting relaxing.